Let's go. Says I'm live. There we go. Let's jump right in. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to, I guess I'll call this another episode of Workforce Ready with N-Star. I'm your host, Nnamdi, even though this is not officially our Workforce Ready. We typically do that on Saturdays, but it's an extension. Hey, it's the season of giving, so you get to get more. Uh, I am really thrilled about today's topic. Um, as we drive towards readiness for the new year, um, there are certain things that are important that we talk through, right? But real quick, a consistent belief, even in 2025, that we're wrapping up for people looking to get into tech. Yes, I need to be in computer science or I need to have a tech degree to make that transition. Why are you still thinking that? Why is that still something you're thinking about? Why do you still have that mindset? Um, the amount of people who still tell me that, hey, I don't think I can do this because I need to, maybe I've had people come and tell me I want to go back to school so I can get into tech, so I can become a database administrator, so I can do these things. Um, and it is crazy where you're getting these things from. This is 2025. Um, that expectation, even top organizations are dropping the degree and degree requirements. That computer science degree requirement. Google and Microsoft and some other leading tech firms have dropped that officially. Unofficially, it's been the case um, for such a long time. Now it is official. A lot of them don't have that expectation, so you should not be disqualifying yourself from pursuing a career in information technology or advancing as a tech professional because you do not have a degree in computer science and information systems, in computer engineering, in cybersecurity, any of that. A lot of them are beginning to appreciate and lean, a lot of organizations are beginning to lean towards uh, um, you know, what I call it accidental um, routes for breaking into this career path. Because if you look at most of the trending degrees right now, a lot of them are pretty new. There wasn't that big of a need for cybersecurity in 20 in the year 2000, right? It wasn't, the internet was young. Now it's a big deal, right? All of the things that we do today that are opportunities were not. And I'm sure there'll be, as tech evolves, as artificial intelligence advances, it's going to open up a new world of opportunities for the future, right? But as of today, there's not a, it's really this skills because they evolve so fast. It's this is going to be this is the new norm where you learn, apply, get in the workforce. That quick, agile approach to learning and absorbing information. Um, that's the future. So I'm excited to get into this conversation today. But my topic is, going from non-tech to 95K plus. All right. So we always talk about this six-figure jobs in IT and how you can grab your copy and all of that. And again, I'm very transparent with this in all of my recordings and all. There's a lot of people on the streets of the internet who are brokers in wealth. They tell you do this little thing and let me show you the secret to how I made $1 million in a month without having to. I barely did the barest minimum and I had made $1 million. More grease to your elbows. I feel like a lot of those things are not the norm. There might be either they're highlighting their best results and making that look like they're taking the exception and promoting that as the standard, or it's not even happening. There's more to how this works. For us, our objective is we believe in the power of tech and jobs in tech as a route to getting to what you're trying to do, right? My goal is to get as many people to stability in their careers, to have a good quality of life. If you turn that into $1 million in the future, hey, I'll take some credit, but that's not that's not my promise to you. All right, so you don't need a degree in computer science. You don't need a degree in computer engineering. You don't need any of those fancy degrees. They are nice to have. I have a few of them. Uh, but they are not the requirements. There is no one job I have done in my 20 years of being in tech that was literally dependent on my degrees. So wanted to start from there. So today my goal is to review um, exactly the actual pay stubs, right? For a SQL DBA role, a Scrum Master role, uh, um, because again, it's possible. So I want to ask you in the chat, tell me what your dream salary for 2026 is. Drop a number, an honest number. Um, Again, there's numbers you drop that I'll tell you I'm not your guy. But tell me in the comments what your dream salary, if everything went well in 2026, what salary would you love to end your year with? In the comment section, I want to see it. Go ahead and drop that salary number. All right. So there are two parts that we normally talk about at Nstar Technologies. We have two core programs. As we expand, we'll keep talking. We'll add to that list. But we have a database administration part and a Scrum Master part, right? The SQL DBA, there are no, I always say this, right? Typically, there really isn't any entry level jobs per se because it's an advanced role. For people starting out on the early side, it's you see jobs around that early startups between the 75, 80K to a little under 100K, so 75 to 95,000 in that range, right? And again, these numbers are backed by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. You can look this up. I encourage you to go check this out for yourself. And then mid-level role and advanced roles start at 100. Okay, most of the people who go to our programs, you start at the mid-level tier. Okay, so when we tell people that hey, we train you and then you get jobs that are above 100K, that's where our numbers are coming from, and that's validated by the results and people who we have sent. So 110K plus is your starting point. Uh, um, because of the intensity and the rigor of our training programs, you are able to step into a mid to senior level role right out of the gate. Okay, so that's the SQL DBA numbers. For the Scrum Master, certified Scrum Masters, um, their salary average is around the 93,000 to 170, 107, um, right out of the gate. Okay, and then the more advanced you go, the more adjacent roles you begin to explore in your career. I've seen people go, it gets high, it doubles up in the number I just mentioned. Um, and you might begin to wonder about why, why are you paid this much? You know, a database administrator who is making this money. I'm wondering, you've seen them work and you wonder, what exactly do you do? Or you're seeing a scrum master and they're on the phone all the time and they're talking and is that really all you do? Um, and please don't kill me, scrum masters. I'm about to break down what you do. You guys do very crazy important work. All right. The reason why I've said this many times and I will continue to say it is not in the volume of the work. You're not paid for the volume of the work you do in tech. You are paid for the value of the work you do, the value your job, your role brings to the organization, right? So the roles of the Scrum Master, the database administrator, database engineer, they are force multipliers, right? They protect data for, in the case of database administrators, it's data protection. Data is, in my opinion, probably the most priciest assets for a business. If your data is compromised, your business is going down, right? At any level. It's data, every business is powered by data. Again, you can go back and watch previous videos I've done on this topic. I've spent a lot of time really getting into and diving into this the value and the role, the sensitivity of the role of the database administrator and why it's so critical and why it's the lifeblood for businesses. Um, for Scrum Masters, your job is you speed up teams. You are ensuring things are delivered promptly, on time. You speed up performance, and that is revenue, that is income, that is more profitability for the business. That's why these roles are force multiplier roles. It's about the value, not the volume. So, yes, it might not seem like they are killing themselves every day. Honestly speaking, as you go higher in the value chain, it reduces your earning is no longer just a product of input versus output. It becomes about value and strategy. and you'd see they do less but earn more because now more is in terms of more work is done in the strategy box, versus just hands-on grind and all of that. So that is, if you're curious to why these roles pay the way they do, um, that's why. You do want to be in a situation where you're doing meaningful work. Listen, in 2026, let's move away from just I want to do more. I just want, efforts, trade time for dollars. Let's get into the realm where we enjoy the work we do, right? It's absolutely possible to make these transitions. The reason why, I say this is everyone listening to me today, you have non-technical skills that you can leverage that will help you be successful. In fact, if you go back to the videos I've done last couple of days, I get into the details of your advantage. Yesterday, I was talking about your advantage, um, even as a non-technical person, but somebody who has been working for a season or a period. Um, your soft skills, your life work outside of tech, these are transferable skills that you can leverage to get into any of these tech roles and excel, right? There are non-coding power skills, right? That that give you career paths. When we talk about the database administrator, data governance, uh, Scrum, Agile project management, you're not necessarily writing the code. It helps to understand and all of those things. I encourage my students to at least have the fundamental knowledge on some of those things and not have it be strange. But are you writing code every day? No. Even for SQL, and that's scripting language that is like English, we're not even doing that on a daily basis, right? And so it's important to note this, right? That you are able to leverage. In fact, it's your advantage. Your non-technical background can be, if you position yourself properly, can become your advantage when it comes to helping you transition into information technology. So it's you break into tech and get this? Yes, you can, right? Yes, you can. And you're wondering, okay, but I don't have any skills. You have skills. If you can manage, if you have kids, you can organize a schedule for them and homework, and that runs seamlessly. You're going to, that's it. You can do this work. You can get in and lead teams, right? You work in a hospital floor, navigating those complex Emory Hospital schedules and patients. That logic, that's it. You have the foundational logic to become a good database administrator, right? You are detail oriented. You're good in accounting. You've been doing that work. That's it. Detail. That's like problem solver. Start today. Like you got what it takes already. You already have the foundational skills and platforms. Okay, so it's stop telling yourself you can't. That's an excuse at this point. It's just you being either you're afraid, and you don't want to venture and try it. And if you don't step out, you come back to the same point in 2026, and you'll be wondering why you come back with resolutions to change careers again. Okay, so it's about uh, uh, um, making up your mind and letting you believing that you can do it because you can. I've told you why you can. You have the fundamental and foundational skills that you need. Okay, so if we've established that businesses, organizations are no longer about the certificates, degree expectations, that's no longer something that is an expectation. And you can see the numbers and the value. My question to you is it worth it investing in becoming proficient in one of these platforms? Is it worth it, right? Compare a certification program that you spend a couple of $1,000s, a training program that's going to guide you through, and then that translates to 90K, 100K. That's an investment. If a financial analyst said, hey, this is a guaranteed investment, a stockbroker tells you, I'll take $2,000, $3,000 from you. By the end of the year, you're going to have 100K in the bank. you will, and they're willing to sign their money on it and put an agreement, you will take that any time, any day. That's exactly what this is, right? The return on investment is exponentially more. The other alternatives is people go back to get degrees. If you went to do a 4-year degree, you will spend significantly more. Yes, it's also going to get you there, but it's 4 years. It's 4 years is longer, significantly more expensive. All right. So this like the times are different. Learning is a lot faster with artificial intelligence. These roles are more valuable today than ever before. People are worried about AI and the impact it will have on jobs, in terms of availability of jobs and job losses. Again, I talked about this, I think, 2 days ago on the impact of AI on the job market. It works in our favor because AI is powered by data. Who manages, who controls, who secures the data? Me. Database engineers, database administrators, data guys, never going extinct. Our value is always going to be optimal, right? So you have the data, and then when it comes to building the platforms and that drive AI and all of this, it's software engineers who is making sure they're delivering on time. Scrum masters, agile project managers, agile delivery leads. That's the people. And so the advancements in technology and artificial intelligence only work in our advantage. They only work in our advantage. And so this is the time to get in. This is the time to start. This is the time to start exploring, what path you want to take, right? There's again transferable skills. These become your negotiation edge. Okay, your background in these different non-technical platforms, those are leverage points for you, right? You're able to that's a leverage point for you in making a transition, because now you have the technical concepts and skills of a database engineer, but the expertise of somebody who's been working in customer service and knows how to handle complex conversations, knows how to handle an upset customer, knows how to be in those meetings and pacify and make sure things go well, right? So you have those two worlds colliding, and now you're the best of both worlds. You're bringing your expertise from the other life you had into this realm, and you use that. These are things that you can use to your advantage, whether in salary negotiation. And again, we can get into in depth into how to get into, how to have conversations with recruiters, how to navigate and negotiate your salaries. It's there's language you can use, and these are things that we show you inside of our programs. If you're just joining us, I'm talking about just the opportunities within tech, not dependent on your degree. And I've talked about numbers and why we earn the numbers we earn, and how you can leverage your transferable skills. Please, if you have not yet signed up for our workshop, our Career Accelerator Live tomorrow on Saturday, today is Thursday, so it's the next couple of days. If you have not signed up yet, you do yourself a favor and go sign up today. Go sign up right now. Once you're done watching this video, go ahead and sign up. It's going to be transformational. It's going to be the best decision you make. We'll paint these pictures for you on exactly the roadmap to this six-figure salary that I'm talking about. All right. So you can leverage this, transferable skills, to negotiate. Imagine coming in an interview and saying, or talking to a recruiter, I'm talking about like, hey, based on my 10 years of leadership experience, and my technical expertise, this is what my market value is. Because the market determines the rate. It's just like we this, we talk about this in sports and NFL players, and you see, hey, this quarterback who is not as talented, as skilled, just got a contract for $55 million, per year. Like, well, they don't know. The market is the market, right? The market is the market. The market determines the price. You're not going to take below market. The expertise you're bringing warrants commands a certain amount of money. That's what you're going to get. Nobody's going to say, hey, well, you just know. You're not even going to position yourself as a newbie, who's just getting into the game. You're going to show your value. You're going to, by the time we're done with you, you're going to have so much confidence in your skills, and you'll be able to stand up and say, "This is what I bring to the table. This is the value I bring to your company." And they will come to you that you will negotiate from a place of, "I am bringing value to you guys, not you doing me a favor by hiring me." All right. So that is your edge. You're able to bring all of that in your transition process. Again, let's do this. I need you to make up your mind that 2026 is the year of the transition for me. It's the year of getting into tech. You've procrastinated this. You've said this every year for the last how long, right? It's time to actually act on it. It's time to do this, right? So it's in this case, it's not a marathon. This is a sprint. Like, we're talking about showing you an 8 to 10 week path to how to get in. Okay, so get in the description of this video, whether you're watching on LinkedIn, on YouTube. Click on the Career Accelerator live.enstartechnologies.com/registration link and go and sign up. Right, I'm giving away myself and Stella. She's my co-founder. I'm also my one that teaches our Scrum classes. Go look her up on LinkedIn and see the work she's doing. Um, and we have a lot of things that we will be giving to you on Saturday. Um, Resources, guides to get started, just step by steps. You would know exactly, and you get to make the choice on how you proceed. All right. So go ahead and register now. I am pushing you, and I'm refusing to accept the excuses you're making. Um, Go and sign up right now. It's time to make a change. It's time for this. It's time to have a different outcome. All right. It's time for your outcomes to be different. But it starts with you taking step one. All right. I'm looking right into the camera. Step one. Go take that step. You can change your life in 8 to 10 weeks. The best time to get and be in the job market is that first half of the year. There's new money, new budget approved, it's been approved, all of that. So you want to be in that pool of people who begin, who are applying in that first quarter in Q1 and Q2. All right, because the opportunities are boundless. People are making career changes, people are leaving, companies are opening up new positions, all of that. Okay. So there's $1,000 in bonus packages for attendees, over around $1,000 in bonus packages for attendees on Saturday. Um, if for nothing else, come get that information. Come get the bonus. Right. And if for nothing else, like, go into 2026 having the tools that you need to make informed decisions on your future, on your career future. All right, today's on. I'm going to be out of here a little faster than normal, but I really appreciate all of you who have followed me on this journey, who have um, been watching this every day. We've had a good number of people watching over the last since I started this a few days ago. I'll be back again tomorrow by 1 p.m. Eastern time, by God's grace, for uh, um, another session. And I hope to see you in there. And again, make sure you're registered for Saturday. I'll see you on Saturday on the inside. God bless you. Talk soon.